Kurosawa! It's Kurosawa time, ladies and gentlemen. At last, our first Akira Kurosawa film of the season. And it's a doozy. This one is definitely a doozy. How do you get the taste of a really crappy Cronenberg movie out of your mouth? Well, you watch a Kurosawa movie. Anyway, hello there, Nate Jackson, Criterion Collection Reviewer Guy here. Number 221, Akira Kurosawa's Ikiru, To Live. And oh boy, you'll be living after this movie. That's all I can say. 1952, 143 minutes, Japanese. What did you expect? It's Kurosawa, nonetheless. Anyway, so let's just. I'm gonna be quick about this because it's a movie you gotta see for yourself. Well, no, I'm not. No, I gotta talk about this one because it's a little. I'm gonna tell you the basic plot of this. So we are concerned. Our protagonist that we're concerned with is a man named Kanji Watanabe, and he's this guy who works for like the Department of Health or Department of like Sanitation or Sewage or something like that. And he's this guy. He's just like a drone. He's basically a drone who just worked the same job for like 30 years, and he just does the same thing every day and all that. And he just keeps living. He doesn't live. The narration at the beginning basically said that he's been dead for 25 years or something like that. And he just does the same thing every day. And one day he isn't feeling well, so he goes to the doctor and they find out that he's got stomach cancer, and he basically has like 6 months to live or something like that. And when he finds this out, he kind of he doesn't know what to do. He meets this like drunk, this writer author guy who's like really drunk, and he drags him around the town, nightlife and all that, and see all the dancers and singers. That he doesn't feel good. He feels really out of place. He doesn't feel he does. There is a moment where he does go to this nightclub, and there's this piano player, and he asks him to play this old tune, "Life is Brief" or something like that. And everybody starts dancing to it. He starts slow dancing, but then he starts singing it, and everybody just kind of just is taken aback by his really fragile singing, which is basically it's like "Life is Brief," "Fall in Love, Young Maidens" or something. I don't remember the lyrics, but it's a very sad song, and it's one of the most touching, grief-striking scenes in the movie. But anyway, yeah. So Kanji realizes, that's not for him, So the next day or sometime later, he meets this young girl that he worked with. His name is Toyo. And they get together, and she takes him out, and they hang out together a lot, and they go to like different events and movies and and all that. And he gets into it. He really enjoys going out and doing things that all that. But anyway, eventually she kind of gets tired of it, and he's still into it. He's really gets into it, and he really really admires her for being this really young, vibrant woman who lives her life. Same time, she's getting a little creeped out by him, wanting to hang out with him all the time, and he's like, dude, move on, So anyway, they finally go out, and they go out to dinner one night, and he's like, I really just need to know, how are you able to do this? How are you able to live your life like this? And, at first she's like really hesitant to tell him, but then she just says, look, I make these toys. And she pulls out a little bunny that like hops around, and he says, that's what I do, I really enjoy it because I feel like I'm with the kids. I'm playing with the kids, like one-on-one. And he kind of gets it. He understands that, and he says, okay, maybe I need to do something. I really need to do something for the world and all that. And he moves on, and he finally comes to the head and says, look, we have this there's like these he wants to propose to build this like this park where this this like sewage, like the cesspool and all that, he wants to get it all cleaned up and build a park. And so he ends up doing it, but what we don't see, but we only see that through flashbacks, because what we finally see is his death, and then we see everybody, all his coworkers, mourning him at his wake and getting drunk and, just like talking about him and remembering all the things he did. And we see all the things he did, through flashbacks, all the, the memories and things like that. We see different ideas like a gangster mob, like who try to like, interfere. And we also see, at one point he like almost injures his leg trying to, manufacture, build it. And they kind of like, come to the realization that even though the state kind of built it and all these workers did, it was him. It was, Watanabe who really, built it himself. He was the one who, made the plans up and, really supervised everything. And he even put his hands into the project, his own, 2 hands. And he worked like this, to build this, for himself and all that. And, and they are just like, the drunker they get, the more they, they were like, what, we need to do this. We need to stand up and, keep his legacy alive and all that. But probably the saddest moment, and spoilers abound, but the saddest moment in that movie is the next scene, is where they go back to their jobs, and it's just, basically just, they're not energized. They're just doing the same paperwork kind of things. And at the beginning of the movie, there's this, scene where these women are complaining about it. And we see them getting dragged around every like department, and they ask him and says, "Oh, go to the sewage. Oh, that's more of the parks department. Oh, that's more the governor. Oh, we got to go this." And it's a very quick, going back and forth to all these people. And so at the end, it's almost going to be the same thing. And the one guy who stands up for Watanabe, stands up and like slams his desk and looks at the head officer. And he looks at him back, and it's just, and there's no words, and he just like slinks down. He kicked over his chair and he picks it up and just sits down, and he buries in his paperwork, and the camera like lowers to like just show the paperwork. And it's just one of the saddest things, because it's like, just showing that, they talk big game, but in the end, when it comes down to it, they're too afraid. They didn't have the courage that Watanabe had to live, he found out too late, but at the same time, he did live. He made something, he made a legacy, and he left it for the world, and it just, it's heartbreaking that, it kind of ends with him, maybe somebody else in the future, but, he wasn't able to inspire his coworkers enough to keep it going in his company, And yeah, really, that's it. And that's really this. It's a very, very sad movie. I was warned by my commentators that I'd be tearing up, and I wasn't bawling, but it's I can feel tears still in there, So yeah, it's a very, very sad film, but it's a very good film at that, and it's one that I may buy just because it was a fantastic film. And it's Kurosawa, like I said, direction-wise and all that. And that's all I can say. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'll give it an A. I'm gonna give it an A. It's a fantastic film, and it might be the greatest we've seen. I think it might be the best movie that we've seen so far, that I've seen so far in this season. Definitely going to be in the top 28, if not the top 10. So, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Great film, A. Supplements, trailer, fantastic trailer. Has that iconic shot of the swings. I love the swings. And then Watanabe walking between them, like showing it out of darkness, walking in. Oh, man. But anyway, most of the supplements on disc 2. There's only 2 films. There's an 81-minute documentary called A Message from Ikiru Kurosawa from Beautiful Movies, which was produced in 2000. It's basically just a documentary that highlights, showcases Kurosawa making a movie. That's basically it. It shows him from, like every chapter is based on like a different aspect. Starts off with like ideas, and he talks about filming and different, just all kinds of like sets and stuff like that. And yeah, and it showcases not just, it focuses a little on Ikiru, but it's more of a broader one. It focuses more on his later films. I forget the names of them, but what were the names? I think Madayayo, Madadayo, and I think Rhapsody in August. I think focuses mostly on those. I think those are the two that I don't forgot the names, but I think those are the two that I really I think they were Rickness. Considering those were the last two films he did, that's basically, I think, the two that they really focused on. It was his later work. But anyway, if you want the Ikiru behind the scenes, you got yourself It Is Wonderful to Create. The great series that focused the series that seemed to focus on every aspect of every film. We've seen one for almost every film he's done through Criterion, such as Seven Samurai, and I think there was one for High and Low, and there was definitely one for Hidden Fortress, and sure enough, there's a 41-minute documentary for Ikiru. It talks about the actor who played what was his name, Takashi Shimura, who played Watanabe, and yeah, it just basically focuses on every the music and the sets and design and scripts and all that, and it's a very fantastic documentary, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about the making of it. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Ikiru, fantastic movie. I almost want to give it an A+. I almost want to give this an A+, but I'm just gonna leave it at an A for now. Maybe if on my second viewing, I'll probably end up saying, dude, this was an A+. I don't know what I was thinking, giving it just an A. But for now, it's an A. Great movie. Anyway, so that's it for me today. Tomorrow, we got Diary of a Country Priest. I want to keep calling it Diary of a County Priest. I don't know why. Anyway, but yeah, Diary of a Country Priest, which, don't know if this is going to be a good film, but probably not. But we'll get right, but definitely by Halloween, we'll get right back in the swing of things with this crap fest. I love that I'm calling it a crap fest, even though I ain't never seen it, although I'm just looking at it and thinking, this is crap. This is complete and utter crap. But yeah, so that'll be Saturday, and then Monday, pick up on South Street, and then that's 224. We're almost a quarter of the way through with the movies. We're almost a quarter of the way through. Technically, we already are. I mean, if you count if you don't count you take out the spine numbers that just count for boxes, if you just count the actual movies, we're probably a quarter of the way through. But anyway, yeah, Pick Up on South Street is on Monday, and then we're taking a little break, and then the next Monday after that, we got Tunes of Glory, Onibaba, Le Corbu, and Salvatore Giuliana, I forget the name of the movie. Yeah, that'll be next week. And I'm thinking that may be the nice little schedule. We'll do a quarter each quarter, and then we'll take a week break just so I can work on other stuff. And then we'll just come back right after it. And then, so probably when we get to 150 or 250, we'll take another break. Or depending on where we are. Let's find out, actually. Let's find out where we are, because there's a lot of weird box sets coming up. I know we've got that John Cassavetes movie box set coming up, and I'm not going to take a break within that. I want to watch all those because I'm looking forward to those. Like I said, I loved Husbands, so I'm hoping that he keeps it, going. But let's find out what 250 is. 250 is John Cassavetes' 5 films. Okay, so we'll probably take a break after the Battle of Algiers. That's probably going to take us right up to Christmas, actually. So yeah, if it's around Christmas, let's plan this out. So let's go ahead and look and see what we've got, and I'll plan accordingly. So next week we'll just do November 2nd. We'll do Pick Up on South Street, and then the week of the 9th we'll do Tunes of Glory, Onibaba, Le Corbu, and Salvatore Giuliano. The 16th, we'll do Scenes from a Marriage, 3 Women, The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, and The Story of Floating Weeds. November 23rd, we'll do Stray Dog, The Tin Drum, The Leopard, and Mama Rosa. And then the 30th, November 30th into December, we'll do A Smiles of a Summer Night, A Woman is a Woman, Godard, The Lower Depths, and Early Summer. And then the next week after that, we got 3 films by Jean Renoir, Stage and Spectacle. Perfect. That'll be 1 week, and then we'll do The Golden Coach, French Can, Elena and her Men, and then Saturday we got Marcel Caron's Port of Shadows, and then Eva Tellini. Then the week after that, Eva Tellini, Slacker, Videodrome, and the Battle of Algiers. And then that'll probably be it. And then we'll take a break, and then we'll do the week after that. And I've lost track of where we are. Oh well. But yeah, so that'll be right around Christmas. Maybe we'll take Christmas off, and then maybe we won't. We won't even probably take 2 weeks off, and we won't get to the John Cassavetes box set until the new year. But anyway, we'll figure it out. Depends on my schedule. There actually, now that I thought of it, there's a couple of days that I need off. I just remembered. I think I'm actually going to be working on the 12th, so we'll only do the 3 that week. We'll do Tunes of Glory, Onibaba, and Le Corbeau. So anyway, but yeah, 3 that week. But anyway, and there'll be a couple of days when I'll probably have to be called into work. So, but anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll definitely get to the halfway mark before the end of the new year. And yeah, we'll figure it out. But anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. And live. That's the moral. Live. Because you never know. I mean, I'm definitely inspired to do more. I mean, this is in a very inspiring movie. And I really hope that I can, find the courage in myself to do more, because it's getting to that point, Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for Diary of a Country Priest. And until then, goodbye.